Looks like I'm headed to room 507. Get to the bottom of this and find out what links these rooms together. Mr. Cruz, huh? Numbers, dates, times. What does it all mean? I know lipstick marks are a pain to scrub off, but they're kind of charming. A lovely shade of lipstick. You almost look like Marcella. You almost look like Marcella. So you were eager to set up a meeting, but did Marcella send this? Oh, Michael. Adults can be so confusing. I promise it's not you. A suitcase wide open on the bed? Funny how some games really stand the test of time. I used to play this with Mom all the time. Sounds like this is from your school days, but the name of the sender is smudged. So a husband can abuse his wife and just get away with it? And people like Linda still think divorce is wrong? Ugh. Locked. The key has to be around here somewhere. Ah, that's so sweet. I didn't do much, but those few coins in my tip jar were getting pretty lonely. That look in your eyes. What does it mean? And who's this from? I should wait till I have more to report before calling Andrew. He's all but outright threatening you. Oh, I hope you can stay as far away from him as possible. A lovely shade of lipstick. Looks like someone grew tired of looking at your face, Mr. Beaumont. You know the drill, Sophie. Let's sweep and snoop. The key for the chest must be around. Either a guest got a hold of our stationery, or this came from someone on the staff. Keys are Snoop's best friend. I shouldn't put it back yet. I might still need this. I'll need another key to unlock this. Haven't I seen one just like this somewhere? That key looks so familiar. Why do I associate it with room 505? Another day, another dirty dish to pick up. Yeah, no surprise Bernard denied the request. Mrs. Beaumont's been here so long, we could probably just put her name on the door at this point. Think, Sophie, where have you seen a key like that one before? In a safe? That key looks so... that's a lot of film. How many pictures have you taken, Mr. Morgan? Think, Sophie, where have you seen a key like that one before? In a safe? What's the story behind this? That key looks so familiar. Why do I associate it with room 505? Ah, there you are. With Marcella. God knows where she is.
Clarington Hotel reception desk, Andrew speaking.
Hey, Andrew.
Sophie, crazy timing. I've got something for you.
Oh, what is it?
I heard a certain Mr. Cruz and a Mr. Morgan had an argument yesterday evening.
Really? Who told you that?
Jacques did. Apparently, it got so heated he had to get involved. And it sounds like I was on the right track, because he heard a particular word thrown around quite a lot. Can you guess what it is?
Blackmail?
Well, that was your theory, remember? No, it's affair.
Affair? How bad was the fight?
I think Jacques got in the middle of it before it got too intense, but he said Mr. Cruz looked like he was about to kill Mr. Morgan. So Mrs. Cruz must be having an affair with him, right? And her husband found out?
Maybe, but that doesn't explain Mrs. Beaumont's involvement with Mrs. Cruz.
What do you mean?
I found a chest in room 507. I think it can only be opened by turning 2 keys at once. I found one of them in Mrs. Beaumont's things.
What about the second one?
Well, I remembered seeing a similar key in one of Mr. Morgan's stocking pictures, so I went back to check. Mrs. Cruz wears it as a pendant. It looks identical to Mrs. Beaumont's key.
Let me get this straight. Mrs. Beaumont and Mrs. Cruz own identical... Okay. There's definitely something going on between them.
Yeah, but the answers probably lie in that chest, and I don't think I'll be able to open it. I've looked around room 509. I would have seen the second key if it was there. Mrs. Cruz must have left with it this morning.
Probably.
We were so close. I can't believe it all ends here.
Well, if you get me a candle and some plaster, I may be able to do something about that chest.
How?
I'll tell you later, okay?
All right. Thank you for not giving up.
I would never give up on you.
Plaster and candles. Well, half the hotel's under renovation. I should be able to find plaster somewhere around here. Didn't I see a plaster bag near the stairs earlier? Great! This takes care of half of this little scavenger hunt. As for the candles, doesn't Rebecca keep some in her locker downstairs? Candles, candles, candles. I think Rebecca keeps a stash of them, but where? So you do have a stash of candles. But where is it?
Sophie, you mean? I like her. She's a good girl.
You know what? I should call the city. Tell them they don't need to build that new madhouse next door. There's one right here.
Oh, no. It's not that bad. I'm here, okay? Come here. Let me help you forget about all that hurt.
Ooh, this is so vague. Is it the new Hoover model? A clothing iron? Oh, maybe a coffee maker. Oh, right. My keys are still in the break room. Maybe Bobby took some candles from Rebecca already.
Where are you going? What do you want?
Are you here to apologize?
Apologize. I'm not the one who should be apologizing.
You're such an idiot. I can't believe that I fell in love with you. Wait, what?
I want my mother's ring back.
Gotta hold on to these tight. No can. That must be the location of Rebecca's stash. It would make sense for Rebecca to keep her candles by her workstation. That must be the location of Rebecca's stash. Ooh, is this a movie script? Mr. VIP is really getting to Bobby. Did I remember to punch in this morning? I'm good. The map in Bobby's locker obviously refers to the laundry room. I just need to find the spot marked with the X. uncovered. Reb, you won't mind if I just take one, right? Got a candle. Now, what next? Let's see if Andrew is around.
There you are.
I'm not sure I understand what the plan is here.
Well, I remember reading a spy novel, I can't remember the title, it wasn't that good, in which they used wax and plaster to make a key mold. I'm thinking we could do the same.
Are you sure it's gonna work?
Sure? No. In the novel, they used a special kind of wax, not candle wax. But I think it's worth a shot.
Yeah, you're right.
So let's do this, shall we? First step, pour the wax, I suppose? Careful though, the pot's probably hot. That's it. Nicely done. Next step, better wait a few seconds before removing it.
Hold on. That's not what's next.
Looks good. Pretty sure you can take it out now. I think we're almost done. All that's left is to pour the plaster from the cup into the mold. Good job. So now we wait until it's dry, I guess.
How long do you think it's gonna take?
A few minutes, probably. We can poke it every now and then to check.
I bet you didn't think you'd be making a plaster key today, huh?
No. But I like it. I feel like I'm in one of those novels I spend my days reading.
Yeah, I always see you with a book in your hands. Do you write as well?
Oh, no. I'm terrible.
So you've tried.
I thought for a while it would be my true calling, but one of my roommates read my manuscript and assured me it wasn't for me.
That's not a very nice thing for him to say.
It's fine. He knows what he's talking about. He is a writer. Well, trying to be. He works in a newspaper for now, but I'm sure he'll get published soon enough. And what about you? Do you write?
Not really. I mean, I have this journal in which I write about my day and stuff, you know? And sometimes I scribble down some
Hey, why don't you come over sometime? We could read each other's writing. What do you think?
Okay, why not?
I won't laugh at yours if you don't laugh at mine. But seriously, I'm sure you're underselling yourself. With all the things you see in guests' rooms, that brain of yours must be bursting with great ideas.
Maybe.
Oh, look. I think our key double is dry and ready to go.
I can't believe it worked. I could not have done this without you.
Well, I'm glad I was able to be of some help. I should get back upstairs, though. I've been gone far too long already. Let me know how it goes with the key. Oh, and you should probably be careful when you turn it. Otherwise, it could break inside the lock.
Yeah, I'll be careful. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome, Sophie.
I've got 2 keys. Now, let's test them out. I'll hold off on throwing this out just yet. The food's practically untouched. Be careful, Sophie. You don't want this key to break. Oh, shoot. Unlike my favorite bar, this one was black. Her alliterative name will surely take you. Huh. Marcella invited you to the movies. Let me guess. You said yes. Doris Day. That's an alliteration, isn't it? Doris. I-S. Damn it. It's stuck. That riddle's a toughie. Maybe I need a fresh pair of eyes on it.
Clarington Hotel reception desk. Andrew speaking.
Hey, Andrew. Got a minute?
I always have time for you.
I opened the chest in room 506.
Huh? It worked.
Yeah, well, the key did break inside the lock. I hope this won't lead back to us.
If it does, we can always skip town. Forge new identities. So, what's in the chest?
A riddle.
A riddle?
I think it was written by Mrs. Beaumont for Mrs. Cruz. And I think the answer will give me the combination for a case I found in room 509. I could use your help with it, though.
That's awesome. I love riddles.
Her alliterative name will surely take you back.
Intriguing.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, it's a series of words that start with the same sound or letters, like perpetual peril. Does that help you?
A little bit.
You should look for a name and surname that start with the same letter, and I think the take you back part is a clue as well. It sounds familiar. Maybe it's a quote from a book or lyrics from a song. If that's the case, you should look for writer's or singer's name.
All right. Yeah, you're much better at riddles than I am.
And you're much better at snooping, so we complete each other. Is there anything else?
Here's another one. Unlike my favorite bar, this one was black. Do you know what this could mean?
Hey, Beth, you know bars, right?
Well, not all of them.
What about one that has a color in its name? Like the orange chair.
Well, there's the White Cat, but I don't think that's your crowd.
Oh, it's not for me, but thanks. Did you get that, Sophie?
Yeah. But I'm not
Well, if her favorite bar...
a black cat.
Exactly. So maybe you should look around.
Okay.
Anything else?
No,
Call-
you... Unlike my favorite bar, this one was black. Her alliterative name will surely take you back. These two sure love their riddles. Doris Day. That's an alliteration, isn't it? Doris. I-S. A cat named Greta. G-R. So GR from Greta and IS from Doris. Gree? Could that be the code for the case on the bed in 509? It's worth a try. There's a lot of stuff in here. I don't think I've looked at everything yet. That novelist, Bridget Boswell, is actually you, Marcella? After all this, turns out you're a fan of Bridget? Of Marcella? There's a lot of stuff in here. I don't think I've looked at everything yet. An advance on my salary. Oh, Lindsay's a man. Yeah. I guess it was presumptuous of me to think otherwise. Oh, Lindsay's a man. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. I don't think I've looked at everything yet. Oh, Anne. So the symbols I've been deciphering. You invented them back in the day to keep your love secret. That feels really special. So the symbols I've been deciphering.
So this was all a story about star-crossed lovers, with the lovers in question being Mrs. Beaumont and Mrs. Cruz?
Seems like it, yeah. But I'm not sure whether they chose to meet here just to reconnect for a few days, or if there's something more to it.
Actually, I think I can help with that.
Really? How?
Well, some mail just arrived here for Mrs. Beaumont.
I wonder what's in it.
Me too.
Should we open it?
Well, that's illegal, isn't it? But sometimes the mail arrives a little damaged, you know? Oops.
So?
It's a tourism pamphlet for California. And what do you think this means?
I'd say Anne and Marcella, those train tickets must be for them and Michael.
So you're on a first-name basis now, huh?
Well, after reading so much of their correspondence, I kind of feel like I know them, you know?
Yeah, like characters in a book. I have to say, though, I'm still a bit confused as to how Paul fits into all of this.
I'm not sure exactly. I'd say Hector hired him to find out about his wife.
But...
Well, I think Marcella's the one who hired him.
yeah, it is very puzzling. And why did he have those pictures of you?
We'll probably never know. I think the trail ends here.
I guess investigations in real life always have some loose ends. I was kinda hoping we'd have this big third act reveal, to be honest.
At least it made our day pretty interesting.
That's for sure. It helped me understand you better, too.
Oh?
Why you snoop, I mean. Piecing together people's stories, learning what makes them tick. It makes you realize we may have more in common than it seems.
You're right. Which is why the next story I'd like to learn is yours, Andrew.
Oh? Am I gonna find you snooping through my apartment next? I would love to share my story with you, Sophie. you're... Would you come and see me when your shift ends? We could leave together, if you'd like.
Sure. If we're able to. With all that snow, I'm thinking maybe we'll have no choice but to spend the night here.
I guess that wouldn't be so bad. We could set up a pillow fort on the mezzanine.
A pillow fort? We do work in a hotel, you know. There are actual beds here.
Oh, I wouldn't be sleeping. I've got a reading list the size of the Eiffel Tower. This would be the perfect chance to put a dent in it.
That does sound like fun. I could bring my magazines and, ooh, maybe light some of Rebecca's candles.
Now I kinda hope we do get stuck here.
I just have to finish my tasks for the day, and then I can leave. That ringing. Sounds like the elevator doors are jammed. Mr. Cruz? Mr. Cruz. Oh God. Oh God. What happened? Mr. Cruz's life insurance policy. Why did he have this on him? Just stop for a second, Sophie. Is there anything you missed? Is this about Paul? Does that mean... Please let there be someone around who can help. What do I do? I have to get the power back on. Hello? Is anyone in? Hello? The fuse box. Just get to the fuse box in the janitor's closet, Sophie. It's not far. Poor Paul. Lindsay's 9:45? So, Anne and Marcella met here this morning while I was busy cleaning room 504. Looks like Paul had to stop writing in a hurry. What happened? I was listening to the radio at the time. Did the music drown out the noise? A, B, and Beaumont. I have to get the power back on. These look like Marcella's pearls. What happened here? He followed Marcella to Montreal even though she was done with her research. The fuse box. Just get to the fuse box in the janitor's closet, Sophie. It's not far. It's too big. I guess I'll need something pointier. Think, Sophie, think. I don't think there's anything here that would help me. Maybe an ice pick could pry open the fuse box. Think, Sophie. Okay. This looks like something I can use to open the fuse box. I have to get the power back on. This can wait. It's too big. That worked, thank God. Now, to get the power back. How does Eugene do this again? Fuses. I probably need new fuses. How does Eugene do this again? Fuses. I probably need new fuses. Yes, this is what I need. Getting the fuse box open was half the battle. Now I need to take a look inside and fix what needs fixing. How does Eugene do this again? Fuses. I probably need new fuses. How does Eugene do this again? Fuses. I probably need new fuses. Nothing. Maybe I need to move some things around. Power's back. Now, I should go down to the lobby. Call the police. I have to contact the police. I should be able to call from the front desk. Is there anything I've forgotten? Once I leave this floor, I probably won't be able to come back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Phone. I need a phone. Andrew? Where is everyone?
Montreal Police Service, Station 22.
There's a man dead. He's been murdered. I need the police.
Please stay calm, ma'am. Where are you right now?
The lobby, but the body, it's upstairs.
Can you give me the address, please?
Oh, 1178 Drummond Street.
All right, ma'am. Officers are on their way.
Thank you. Now, I just have to wait for the police. Why does the VIP want to meet with Bernard? Really wants Paul out of the hotel. Okay, I can see how this could make Paul look bad.
Hey, you're here. I've tried restoring the power, but I think Eugene's the only one with the key to the fuse box, and Sophie? Don't worry. I'll find a way to bring the lights back on. Hey, you look a bit pale. Is everything okay?
I found Mr. Cruz. Hector,
He's back? How's he taking that whole thing with his wife?
you don't understand. I found his body. He's dead, Andrew.
Jesus. Maybe you need to sit down, huh? Did you call the police?
Yeah,
What happened? Was he sick or something?
no, I don't think so. Someone did this to him.
You mean, do you think it could be Paul?
I found something on Hector that would point to that. Yes.
On Hector? You mean, you've touched the body?
I mean, yes, kind of.
Okay. Not a great idea, but we'll figure something out. Just maybe don't mention that to the police, hmm? What did you find?
I found out Hector was trying to get some information on Paul. Plus, we know they fought yesterday.
Yeah, maybe it's an accident. Maybe Paul freaked out and fled the scene. He may have spent some time in a psychiatric hospital, but that doesn't mean he's some dangerous psychopath.
What are you saying?
What I mean is, with his history of mental illness, I wouldn't be surprised if the police turned this into a media circus on the dangers of crazy people. And it would give Bernard and his pals all the ammunition they need.
Yeah.
You know, when I was 19, I studied to be a priest. But I felt so lost. I couldn't enjoy the things I used to like. I could barely get myself out of bed. So I ended up going to a psychiatric hospital. And the doctors, they helped me get back on my feet. But when I returned to my hometown, it was like I had become a complete stranger. My mother kept telling me I was making it worse in my head, but I swear, people were changing sidewalks when they saw me, looking at me as if I was this dangerous creature all of a sudden. That's why I didn't tell you that.
What?
Call it coincidence or fate, but that psychiatric hospital, it's the same one Paul went to. I've met him there, talked to him a bit. I'm sorry I didn't say anything before.
It's okay. I get why you didn't.
You do?
You know how I'm ashamed of the truth. So even though I don't know exactly what you went through, I can understand.
Thank you for telling me. I know it's not an easy thing to talk about. They're here. Promise me you'll be careful with the information you share.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Miss Roy? Miss Roy? Miss Roy!
Oh, sorry. I was distracted.
I really need you to focus right now. I don't want to be here all night, and I'm sure you don't either.
No. No, I don't.
So, as I was saying, we're trying to ascertain the circumstances of Mr. Cruz's death. Can you tell me how you came to find the body?
I was cleaning room 509 when I heard the elevator bell ring. Again and again and again. I thought maybe a child was playing with the doors, so I went out in the corridor, and that's when I saw him.
Why was the elevator bell ringing?
I'm sorry?
You said you heard the elevator bell ring. Why was it ringing?
Well, Mr. Cruz's body was preventing the doors from closing.
Really? When we found the body, it wasn't that close to the doors.
Oh, the stairs are blocked because of the renovations, so the elevator's the only way out of the 5th floor. I had no choice but to move the body. Just a little.
Ah, so that explains the traces we found. Thank you for clearing that up. So, what did you do after that?
Well, that's when the power cut. So I had to go to the janitor's closet.
To access the fuse box.
Exactly. I changed a few fuses and turned the power back on.
But there's a lock on that box, isn't there? Did you have the key?
No, I didn't. But I thought an ice pick might do the trick.
You're a size 7, I suppose. What did you see when you went to the ice machine?
There was blood. A lot of it.
Did you touch anything?
No. No, nothing.
Good. You wouldn't believe how many idiot witnesses accidentally compromised the evidence. What did you do after restoring the power?
I took the elevator down to the lobby. That's where I called the police.
Do you remember what you said to the operator? The exact words.
No, I'm afraid I don't.
You said, there's a man dead. He's been murdered.
that's possible.
What makes you so sure it was murder?
I just assumed. What with all the blood. It just didn't look like an accident.
I see. Would you say you're an observant person, Miss Roy?
I think I would, yes.
Good. Then maybe you can help me fill in a few details about this case.
I'll do my best.
We've learned from one of your colleagues that the victim had a fight with a guest named Mr. Spade. What can you tell me about him?
I don't really know anything about him. He seems nice, though.
Nice. I wouldn't be so sure.
Oh?
We found out that Mr. Spade is fresh out of a madhouse. When we called the place, they painted quite the picture of him. Did you ever see him display odd behavior in or around the hotel?
No. I mean, we've all got our little quirks, don't we?
Did he seem obsessed with Mrs. Cruz?
A little, maybe, but...
Obsessed enough to kill her husband?
No, nothing like that. We all have our obsessions. Me, for instance. I'm obsessed with celebrities and gossip magazines, and...
You don't seem to understand, Miss Roy. Mr. Spade is not like you and me. He may look like us, but he's not. He's dangerous and needs to be taken off the streets. So tell me, did you ever see him be violent or aggressive?
You're wrong.
I beg...
He is like us.
You may not have noticed, Miss Roy, but neither of us are in an insane asylum right now.
He was brave enough to seek help. That doesn't make him a criminal. That doesn't mean he killed Mr. Cruz.
You know, I'm starting to worry about your own mental state, Miss Roy, since you're so eager to defend...
And I worry about your ability to do your job, Detective, since you seem to be such a...
Enough! One more word, just one more word, and you'll be spending the rest of your night in a cell. Now get the hell out of here. I've had enough of you.
Bernard was strangely chipper on the phone. That can't be a good sign. I guess I'll know soon enough. Let's go see what the atmosphere is so different in here. It'll probably be a while before the hotel reopens.
I'll go empty my locker.
Andrew,
Hey,
are you okay?
I've just been fired.
What? No,
It's okay. I just need some time to process it. I'll be on the mezzanine if you want to join me afterwards.
yeah. Yeah, okay.
Ah, Miss Roy. Come in. I suppose you know why you're here?
I'm not sure, actually. Your phone call was a bit vague.
Yes, well, I prefer to have this conversation in person. We've been getting a lot of press lately. I wouldn't expect you to understand the position I'm in, but I assure you, it's quite uncomfortable to have one's life's work blown away like that. All thanks to some sexual deviance and a nut job. It's obvious to me now that I haven't been firm enough. For guests of such morals to be comfortable booking a few nights here and committing such a horrid act. Things need to change. This means elevating our standards to the highest possible level, and it starts with the people working here. It starts with you.
With me?
Yes. From what I've heard, you've been quite the exemplary maid lately. Clean rooms, satisfied guests.
I take my job very seriously, sir.
As you should. We'll see for the future, but for now, you'll be allowed to continue working here.
Thank you.
I'm not done. The police have finished their investigation and left a mess on the 5th floor. I want you to clean it up.
You want me to go back?
Yes.
I found a dead body on that floor.
I'll make this simple for you. If you don't do it, you're fired.
you can't fire me. Because I quit.
Just make sure to empty your locker before the end of the month. That'll be all.
Hey,
Hey,
what a week.
you don't say. So what did Bernard want with you?
Well, he was being kind of a jerk.
You what?
I quit. I figured there was no point in staying.
I'm flat.
I think it's for the best. Did Bernard say why he was firing you?
Well, I told him about my time at the psychiatric hospital.
Really?
Yeah. He said that didn't fit with the hotel standards.
So, what's next for you?
I think I'd like to be my own boss. I've had this dream for a while of maybe opening a bookstore.
I can't say I'm surprised.
It just makes so much sense. Granted, helping people find books is a far cry from helping them
My
find...
mom likes to say there's no job too small. Plus, just by the way you're talking about it, it's obvious it'd make you happy.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Me too. What do you think will happen to them?
Who?
Sorry, my mind wanders sometimes. I meant Paul, Anne, and Marcella. Do you think they'll be released?
What do you think?
I don't know. I wish they'd get a happy ending, but I'm not sure it's that kind of story.
I'd like to believe it is. I think Paul becomes a famed photographer. As for Anne and Marcella, they move in together.
I like it. Maybe you should write that.
Maybe I will.